Why should we hire you? This is a very common interview question, and it's difficult to answer. So, how do you go about even formulating a response to this question? Hey, my name is Abby, and welcome back to the Life Work Balance YouTube channel. Today, I would like to share with you a couple of tips on how to do exactly this. How to answer the interview question, why should we hire you? But before I jump into that, please go ahead and hit that thumbs up button if you're looking forward to learning about how to answer this question. And if you haven't already, please go ahead and hit that subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can receive life work balance advice delivered directly to you every Sunday. Why should we hire you? This might feel like a trick question, and it can be really challenging or even intimidating to answer. Why should they hire you? When it comes to answering this question, you want to make sure that you highlight your top strengths and your most relevant job-related qualifications. By doing this, you're going to demonstrate that you are the best fit for this position. So here's some questions to consider for yourself. What sets you apart from other candidates? What makes you unique? What makes you a good fit for this position, this team, and the overall organization? You should also consider why you actually want this job. Hopefully it's for reasons more than just the paycheck, for reasons more than just the cool job title. Hopefully you want to work for this organization for a deeper reason. And sharing your reason during your answer to this question can be to your benefit. What you don't want to do is use a very generic, canned response, like, I'm smart, I'm qualified, and I want this job. That is the wrong way to handle answering this interview question. You want to make sure that it's tailored specifically to you and to the position that you're applying to. You could also take the easy way out, and you could do a quick Google search on different ways to answer this question and use a pre-templated response. I recommend against doing that because you might find that another candidate used a very similar template to you. You can craft your own unique answer to this question and really stand out as an exceptional candidate compared to other candidates. So I recommend that instead of using a template, instead of using a pre-crafted response that you find on the internet, that you use these 2 tips to craft your own unique response. First, you need to answer why you are a good cultural fit for this position, team, and organization. This will require a bit of research on your part, and this will be pre-interview research because you'll want to be prepared with your answer during the interview, which means you need to do the research to find your answer to this portion before you're actually in the interview. So why are you a good cultural fit for this position, this team, or this organization? Now, when it comes to culture, it isn't your gender or your ethnicity or things like that. It's how are you going to fit in with this organization? How does this organization align with who you are and where you want to go? So you may need to do some research on their core values, some of their strategic initiatives or projects that they're working on. Maybe you do a LinkedIn search of people who work on this team or people who have the same job title and see what sorts of things they're working on so that you can reframe how that aligns with you from a professional standpoint. Most things in a job can be trained or taught. The cultural fit and the cultural aspect of fitting in with an organization can't necessarily be taught. You either work well as a human with this organization and the other people, or you kind of clash. So how will you work well? How will you fit in? How will you communicate? How will you solve conflict? How will you work together collaboratively to achieve the goals of the organization? The next portion of this question that you'd like to answer is why you are a good technical fit for this position. So this is where the actual technical aspect of doing the job comes into play. Are you going to be able to hit the ground running because you know a specific coding language? Are you going to be able to hit the ground running because you know their CRM? What experience or education do you bring to the table that makes you an exceptional good fit for this role so that you will be successful sooner rather than later? In order to really tease out this technical aspect, you'll want to review the job posting that you've applied to. Review the key qualifications, the key roles, responsibilities, the things that will determine success in this position. And identify how you have experience and education that will lend to your success in those different areas. So to answer this question, you want to use those 2 different parts, the cultural fit part and the technical fit part. Again, the cultural fit part is more about those soft skills. How are you going to fit with the team, the organization, the department, etc.? From that technical perspective, what sorts of things do you bring to the table that are either harder to train or cannot be trained as easily so that you can hit the ground running and really nail it in your first 30, 60, 90 days, and even first year? Once you know the answer to these two portions, you'll be able to craft a really unique, tailored response specifically to the position and to the organization. And you will blow away all of the interviewers with your answer to this question. So do not just go with a generic response. Create something that is very individualized to who you are, what you bring to the table, and what position you've applied to. So hopefully you found this video helpful. If you did, please go ahead and give it a thumbs up. And remember, if you haven't already, to hit that subscribe button as well as the bell so that you can receive life-work balance advice delivered directly to you every Sunday. I also love receiving comments. So if you have any questions, comments, thoughts, or ideas on how you could answer this question or maybe how you've answered it in the past, please throw them in the comments box below and I'll get back to you as quickly as I'm able. I reply to all comments, so just know that if you leave me a comment, I will get back to you as soon as I can. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you next week.